Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory. Be to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that rule well. Blessings to the hopeful elect out there listening and learning, teaching this word in sincerity and truth, in the hopes that we may edify and feed the lambs of Yahweh Shai, especially in these last days. And I just wanted to do a quick lesson. Going into beautiful. Going into part of biblical prophecy, aimed at specifically, the interaction between, individuals in these last days, and how the Lord told us that things are going to get worse, and how people are going to, become colder to one another, in these last days. And the inspiration for this lesson comes from, I was watching, this man here, Bjorn Andreas Paul Hansen, which he put up a video, called "What Happened to England," and that's where I'm at. I think he recently came over here, and he got a rental car and he was driving around and stuff, and he made a few comments about, the people over here, and the atmosphere, and how people, are pretty much, their diet's out of whack. They're out of shape. They're very rude. They're very cold. And pretty much that he just doesn't enjoy it, because he's been here before, apparently, he said. But he says he's seen how it's kind of gone downhill. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read you this scripture first, in 2 Ezra 15:1. And then I'm gonna play you a little bit of his clip, going into his experience, and pretty much he's reviewing his experience coming over here recently. But again, I actually live in England, and this is where I'm at. Me, the elders, brothers, we over here, we curse this place out, because that's the spirit that the Lord's got on us to do so. Because, and rightfully so, because America came out of Britain, and the scripture says, that she that bore you shall be ashamed. Okay, talking about America coming out of Great Britain. And over here this is where the Rothschilds are at. When you talk about the elites, the people that run, the kings of this kingdom, this empire, this is pretty much where they're at. The Rothschilds, they're over in England. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is so you could imagine the level or the vibration, that's over here. These creepy ass countrysides. The vibration on the people. And it's only going to get worse and worse. This is 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 1. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." So we're supposed to speak the words of prophecy, that the Lord told us to speak. Okay, he said that I will put in thy mouth. So first of all, we ain't doing this because of our own free will, which free will doesn't really ultimately exist. Scriptures tell you man's goings are of the Lord. How then shall a man understand his own way? So free will is not a thing. It doesn't exist in the scriptures. Okay, it's the will of the Lord, like always. Everything that happens is the will of the Lord. And speaking the words of prophecy, that's the job of the prophets. To speak, to prophesy. The word prophesy means to say before. Was it Habakkuk chapter 2? Let's get that scripture. Oh, beautiful. Verse 3. It was already on that scripture. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." Alright, so the vision are these prophecies, man, and they're for an appointed time. The Lord said, at the end they shall speak, and they're speaking, man. The prophecies are popping off all over the place. So the job of the prophets is to let you know what's going on in these last days, and why. And we're telling you why, because of biblical prophecy, because of the Lord's will. Again, everything is subject to the Lord's will, the will of the Lord. All right. So it says, But at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So the word of the Lord, these visions, these prophecies are not going to tarry, man. All right, and so a part of the prophecy is for people to pretty much be turning on one another, and there is a prophecy that goes into that. There's even another one, lovers over there. Let's get this one. All right, 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 1. Now this know, it says, difficult times will come. It says, this know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. All right, and in the NLT it says, in the last days there will be very difficult times. All right, so without further ado, let's play you a little bit of this clip. And I ain't pretty much I ain't making no money off of this. I'm just like the apostles always say, fair use. This is strictly for like biblical edification. I ain't making no money off of this. I just wanna review, or respond to something that he said about England, because he said what happened to England. So let me go ahead and play you a little bit of this.
I don't like it there anymore.
I'm sorry. Hey, you don't like it. I don't. Well, I'm in the same. I don't like it here too, and that's why we don't like it over here. That's why we curse it out, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and there's a lot not to like about over here. Whether it's first of all the women, okay. The attitude of the people. Selfish, snobby. The women are trash. It's just, people are just rude, and everything that he says, in this video, well, pretty much everything, I damn near agree.
I do not think it's a nice place to go to anymore. And it breaks my heart to say that.
It don't break our heart, because we understand. See, this is the thing, like, you got people out here that, they're wrapped up in, the good old days, or they want things to go back to the good old, the way things were, when the Bible tells you that things are going to get worse. All right, we just read it in Timothy, that perilous times shall come. You're going to see people getting more. We ain't seen anything yet. You wait until, purge type scenarios, start popping off, and neighbors are turning on one another, and people just, it's that dog eat dog spirit. Like, one of the brothers sent me a clip, of a trailer called Curfew. I don't know if it's already out or if it's to come out. There's a trailer of a movie called Curfew set in the UK. And, you had pretty much, curfews that were imposed over here in the UK. In the trailer it shows you that people were breaking curfew, and the draconian measures were coming down hard on them. And one of the guys in the clip even said, you can't even be a man anymore. And we know that masculinity is under attack. And that's all done by design. These cities, which, cater to women. That's where you get the word metropolis. It goes back to Mother City. I remember Elder Apostle Gabar saying that a long time ago. So these easy access, these cities, it caters to women and it tears down men. And it's all done by design. In fact, there's a scripture that says that the Lord has created a new thing in the earth. Okay, let's get us Jeremiah 31:22. It says, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord, Yahweh, have created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. Which means to go around a man. Go around their authority. Okay, because the man is over the woman. The scriptures tell you the order of the hierarchy. Yahweh Shai, then the man, then the woman. And she's supposed to guide the home and raise the children. That's the natural order of things. That's in 1 Corinthians. I think it's 1 Corinthians 11:3, I believe. In fact, let's get that, because I believe Corinthians 11. Yeah. Okay. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh. Alright, so that's the order. But you see, in this society, they flip things upside down. Why? Because, you know, the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked, right? So everything's been flipped, reversed. Alright, and men are, you know, being oppressed. Alright, Isaiah 5:20 says, "Woe unto them that call evil good, and good evil." And then you think that vibration, you know, don't envelope these cities. You know, if things, you know, if things are being turned upside down, back to front, inside out, you know, you think that ain't going to be affected heavily in these cities, because that's where most of the people are, you know, cramped up in these little cities with these tiny little apartments, you know, getting, you know, worse and worse, waxing worse and worse. You know, a lot of people are stressed out. A lot of people are on antidepressants. A lot of people, you know, going through this cost of living crisis, dealing with inflation, cost of living crisis, dealing with homelessness. A lot of people are turning to drugs. You know, there's a lot more theft. You know, you got the immigrants, and you know, that's being portrayed on the mainstream media, manipulating the minds of the people because they want chaos. So essentially, by doing all of that, they're calling evil good and good evil. They flip reversed everything, and this is what they want because they have a plan, you know, to establish their new world order. And we know this, and this gives us stability of mind to know that it ultimately is the Lord that's doing this and pulling the strings behind the scenes. Okay, we got the answers. You know, we ain't holding our head down in shame over the state of England, because ultimately we know why it's happening.
Oh, it's really early here, and this being Norway in late October, I believe it is. It's going to be a little bit dark. I made on the plane, I believe, on the way back home to Norway. And what struck me is that the UK has now become a low trust society.
He said it's a low trust society, you know, and there is definitely a reason, you know, for it being labeled a low trust society, you know, because of some of the things that I just mentioned. A lot of people are oppressed. A lot of people are looking for, ways that they can comfort themselves in this low trust society, whether it be turning to drugs, whether it be turning to, alcohol, whether it be turning to, whatever distracts them from what's really going on. And they're getting desperate for distractions, and it's making them more and more wicked to one another. Okay, let's keep going on here.
I will explain if I can see my notes here. Let's see. Yes. So, a low trust society is a society. Well, it's in the name, right? People don't trust each other. They don't trust the functions to work in society.
Because the functions are being, that were working before are no longer working, and that's all by design. Okay, the functions are being teared down by design. In fact, let's look up that word, function. Okay, the word function, it says the action or purpose or which a thing is suited or employed, especially a person's role or occupation, physiological activity of an organ or body part. Yeah, the action or purpose for which a person or thing is suited. Functions of things are no longer being, no longer serving the people the way they used to do. Okay, things are changing now. Even like just simple calling someone out to fix a blockage in your drain. You might have to wait. Because they might say that they're short-staffed, when the fact of the matter is they might not be short-staffed, or they might be short-staffed. It depends, on the company. It depends on the time that you call. But at the same time, even when the people turn up, They might even have the staff to send to you, but they don't give a shit. So this the quality of service that you're getting, is plummeting. All right. So that in terms of that function, the action or purpose for which a person or thing is suited, and is suited to or employed, right? A person's role or occupation, that the service or the function that they're supposed to be providing is breaking down at its core. So even something as small as that, people having to go to work, the mom and the dad, if they're still together, which is a rarity in 2024, feminism, the dividing of the household to the elites have made moves, made various attacks on, masculinity, or made various attacks mainly on the Israelite man, on the Israelite household. Because you see a lot of these middle class families, or well-to-do families, a lot of the time, their parents are still together, and obviously that's coming to a decline as well, gradually or rapidly. But mainly the Jake Israelite households are being affected, or have been being affected, and that's all by design. So Esau has disrupted the function of or the biblical function of how a family should function at its core. And he's done that through witchcraft. He's done it through his TV. He's done that through money. He's done it through, idol worship. He's done it through all kinds of witchcraft, people idolizing, their idols on TV, but, wanting to chase the bag and, just fucking each other over, being more and more selfish, doing anything for a buck to stunt on the next man, and so on and so forth. So, things are getting worse for a reason. All right. And before I play you some more of this clip, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, I didn't finish this. Let's finish this and we can go to Matthew 24. Let me hold it. Yeah. So this is back in Isaiah 5:20. It says, "Woe to them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter." So everything has been changed. Darkness, putting darkness for light. So what was supposed to be seen as the wrong thing to do has now become the right thing to do in a lot of these demonic people's eyes. And what do you think that's gonna make the people do? Is that gonna make them act more righteous? No, it's going to make them act more wicked. All right, because the scriptures tell you that gross darkness has covered the earth, and gross darkness the people. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." Right? Let's read this one in the NLT. It says, Sin will be rampant everywhere, and the love of many will grow cold. All right, so let's play, and this is exactly what's going on, and this is what this individual, Andreas, Bjorn Andreas Bull Hansen, is explaining. All right, and it's like I said, I live here, okay, and I can tell you firsthand that this place is done. All right, it's finished. The people are just operating on a very low vibration. They're very emotional, they're triggered, they're very proud. All right, their diet's all out of whack. They have no rule over their emotions, over their spirit. They're walking around aimlessly doing things to distract them from what's really going on around them. And that's just the fact of the matter is that's why the scripture says wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength for salvation. And these people that are lacking wisdom, you Israelites out there that lack the wisdom of the Lord, you are going to be given up to more and more methods of cold actions. It's going to get worse for you.
There's a lot of suspicion, and such societies tend to be less effective.
Yeah, a lot of suspicion. No one trusts anyone. And it's going to get even worse, because remember in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, and excuse me for keep pausing him, because he's going into some good points, but I just want to get, the script, the main point is getting the scriptures out. All right, because this ain't for entertainment. This is just, like I said, I wanted to touch on these biblical prophecies here, and this is one of them. All right, 2nd Ezra 15, and and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And with them, you had them riots over here, or the clashes over here with the Tommy Robinson's boys, and which he's been allowed to stir up, or push out sedition, which is basically inflammatory speech to get those that want the UK to go back to how the way things were before the immigrants flooded in, or before they portrayed the immigrants flooding in, which is pretty much for cheap labor and for auto abkeo, for destabilizing, certain regions on the earth. It's happening over there in Babylon the Great, which is America. It's happening over here in the UK. And they're pretty much televising it, all right, and stroking the flames of hate and making people take to the streets. But that's part of biblical prophecy, It says the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So things are going to get more and more violent, as time goes on. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So people, taking matters into their own hands because they feel let down by the government, by their own politicians, and I'm going to prove that they feel let down, because there was a comment that I saw on this page here. You got this person here, Lord Richardson. What's happening to Europe is one of the worst betrayals of population by their own government in human history, which the word government means to control the mind. All right, this is the one, I believe it was, Diesel Gav. He says, I'm English, born and bred, and I hate my own country now. Even everything you say is correct. It's a dark and unhappy, unstable, uncivilized society now. Everyone thinks everyone's for themselves, and politeness has been replaced by pessimism and aggression. Isn't that what we just read in Matthew 24? Because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Come on, man. It's dark and unhappy and unstable, right? He even said unstable. Now, something that's unstable, that if you're unstable, that means that you don't have stability. All right. Now, I know I quoted it earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and read it now. All right. Just to get this word out, it says Isaiah 33:6. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. So these people that have been trusting in the mind control or the government, they are their stability is wearing thin, or their illusion of stability, because people at one point trusted in their bank accounts. They trusted these landlords. I got all these properties, and now they're selling up. People are feeling the pinch. People are just not doing as good as they thought they planned to be doing in these last days. All right, and their stability is being taken from them. Financial stability. All right, freedom of mobility, being able to have 3 holidays a year or whatever. Being able to do this and being able to do that. Having to make cutbacks. The stability is being taken from them. It says, and strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord is his treasure. So, we fear the Lord, man. And we understand why these things are happening. What else did he say? He says it's an uncivilized society now. Everyone for themselves, and politeness has been replaced by pessimism and aggression. The UK is nothing more than a failing economic zone for foreign vultures to come in and purge the last remains or remnants of a once successfully functioning economy. I notice he used the word purge. It's going to be like The Purge. Remember the movie The Purge? All right, they even had one called The Purge election year. All right, and every time they show you The Purge, people were just taking each other out, in these cities. And it was always about these cities, and people were just losing their minds. It says millions of migrants on welfare, never contributing and always taking. Finally, the rampant corruption across the board, which is pretty much, a lot of these people are hypocrites, because they, you got a lot of them, the people over here that they're on a dole, they're happy to just sit there and, You know what I mean? At the same time, but what you got to understand is these people are, they're having to flee into countries like the UK to escape, the wrath that Esau has brought to their own countries. So you see, this is what I'm saying. Like Esau, through his rulership, because every nation is supposed to have their own land. But Esau, through his rulership, he's removed the ancient landmarks. He has actually, set up economic hitmen in certain regions of the world, setting up puppet leaders, to grab or to rape their natural resources. Esau has done that. Venezuela is just an example. Okay, or even to parts of America, manipulating the weather, creating hurricanes, for a land grab, for lithium mines to be set up and all kinds of stuff. Esau is literally like, he's unsatiable. And the scripture says that, he is as death. That's in Habakkuk, the second chapter. All right. It says, finally, the rampant corruption across the board, government, judiciary, the establishment, the elites. All right. So this truth is actually getting out there. These people, more and more people are talking about the elites. They seem to be throwing out but do they even know who the elites are? Do they even know what the elites are doing? Do they even know about the mark of the beast? If we was to tell them what's the mark of the beast, do you know what it is? Over here they call it the NFC, near field communication. That's the chip that they're going to force everyone to take, or they're going to deceive people to take out here in these last days. And they're going to dangle it in your face and say, you ain't going to be able to do this or that if you want normality. And this is why they're stripping people from the daily functions, being able to do this and do that. They're doing that. They're taking it away from you. That's what the lockdowns are all about. It was a test. They're taking these, there's a term called gradualism. They're slowly doing this in order to get the people, they're grinding them down. They're grinding their willpower down. All right. Or their will to live, if you will. Let's get, because they're seeing how far society has degraded. Right? 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So we're not supposed to be ignorant to the devices of these elites, man. All right? The physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. That's these devils. The elites, the corporations, they've caused all of this. All by design. The UK, I agree, and it is all by design. Remember, they want these people out here chipped. Okay? They don't want people out here chipped. They want them to receive the mark of the beast so that they can control, they can play the Most High, they can play God, so they can control you. All right? Now they decide, they can see where you are no matter what. They can decide how you buy and sell, where you go, and so on and so forth, connecting you to the Internet of Things. It's all by design. 15-minute cities, being built. You will own nothing and you will be happy. Come on, man. Okay? This is the UK I grew up in is gone and will never ever return. And sadly, there's absolutely nothing anyone can do about it. Voting didn't get us here. The lying politicians did. We've been sold. So, and these politicians, man, they're playing a game. Ultimately, that's that, you going out there, you casting your vote and nothing ever changes, whether it's, whether it's the Conservatives or Labour. Things always seem to be getting worse and worse for you people, man. Okay? Because remember, it's all about them draconian measures that they want to push out. It's not about making things easier for you. It's about, it's like you said, it's all by design. There's a bigger picture here. All right? And there's guys out there that just can't understand that because the Spirit's not dealing with them because they don't have faith mixed with this word.
Now, I'm in university, I studied economics, and what we do know is that high trust societies are much more effective. People coming in from low trust societies in other countries, we're talking.
Yeah, and those other countries, they're like that for a reason too. Remember, the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. Right? So if the wicked is in rulership on the earth, then why do you think that such a thing as low trust societies exist? Because Esau is responsible for that. All right, Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. And are the righteous in authority right now? No, because the people are not rejoicing. If the people were rejoicing, why is he making a video about this? Talking about how shit England is. All right, or low trust societies. Why is there wars and rumors of wars? Why are these things happening? Why is there protests all over the place? Why? I'll tell you why. Because of biblical prophecy. Because things have to get worse before they get better, before Yahweh Shai comes back and establishes his kingdom on the earth. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. See? So the people are in mourning. Okay, the people are oppressed. The people are beaten down. You know? They feel let down by the government. We just read that big ass comment.
Immigration. And when that goes on for a long time, you're going to change the makeup of the country. People used to be so polite. But now, when I was there, people did not say, if the cooks at the rental car company, for instance, they didn't say, have a nice day.
Yeah, that made me laugh every time, because it's the way he's accent, he makes me laugh. They didn't say, have a nice day. You see, look, man, those, have a nice day, that's going to be the least of your worries, man. The thing's going to get worse. Have a nice day. Yo, people are going to be getting bludgeoned, man. Like, when they can't feed their families, and have a nice day, bro. Bro, this guy sitting down in front of this campfire, you best believe he's going to be out there trying to defend himself when things go tits up wherever he's at. All these places out here, they're going to become death traps, man. Deaths, especially these cities. People are going to be fleeing into into places where they think they're going to be safe, and people, it's just going to be, it's going to be an all-out war zone, man. Like they show you in like TV shows like The Walking Dead or the Road or Book of Eli, where things just start getting froggy. Where just even to get a good night's sleep is like a luxury, or to have a drink of water. They always show you that in these movies, where there's lack of availability of food, water, famine, cannibalism. People walking down the street with no one in sight for like miles with dry lips because they're so dehydrated. This is how things are gonna get, man.
They barely even looked at me.
Oh my goodness, man. But you know what is that? But that just proves what we're saying, what the scriptures are saying, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Yeah, people are selfish. People don't care. People are rude. People are aggressive. They're negative. Especially over here in the UK, it's some of the most nastiest people that you can come across, man. They're hella proud. They're rigid. Yeah, have a nice day. No one talks to each other. It's just a real dark, vibration that's, over the earth, and that's all for a reason. It's all by design. The Most High created it this way in these last days. So let's go back and finish that Timothy, where we was at. Timothy. They didn't say have a nice day. That made me laugh, man. Have a nice day. It says 2 Timothy 3:2, for men shall be lovers of their own selves. Covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful. All right? Unholy. Yeah, they didn't say have a nice day. That politeness is done, man. It's over with. You get some people out there that still, show some kind of good manners, but for the majority, nah, man, they're just dirtbags. It says without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. Look at that, despisers of those that are good. So if you catch yourself saying that you believe in this Bible, then guess what? Be prepared to be despised, because it's a good thing to want to be like Yahweh Shai. It's a good thing to want to walk the righteous path, but you're going to be despised for it, right? Some of us are going to even lose our heads for it. You know, when the chip comes and they bring out them guillotines, it's good to speak about that in Revelation 20. It's the souls of them that will be beheaded, you know, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai, you know. It says traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God. You see that? Lovers of pleasures, man. Lust of the flesh. You know, just selfish and sex and you know, just giving in, just diving into the flesh wholeheartedly. And that's what they got left, because they don't have the spirit working with them. So Satan's working with them. They got demons on them. So they're just going to get worse and worse. They will wax worse and worse, man. All right. So anyways, look, there's more that he said in this, but I don't want to go through the whole, let's see if I can hang on a second.
And that was not the only instance where people whose job it is to be of assistance. That's why.
Yeah, the daily function of things, you know. Like you noticing people that serve you, they ain't got the time anymore. They're dealing with their own stuff. I mean, you're dealing with people. These people are so, mentally fucked up. You got people going to work, serving you, that are mentally fucked up, driving big ass cars, SUVs that are mentally fucked up. I mean, I'm seeing more and more car crashes than I've ever seen, because my job requires me to drive a lot, and I be seeing so much car crashes. I'm just like, well, it's just another car. It's just another, and it's no coincidence that it's happened after the stabbing jab. You know. So a lot of people, man, that lined up and took that stuff. Something's going on. They put something in these people, man. Okay?
Pay them money, right? They don't do that. They seem uninterested. And quite frankly, it seems like I'm bothering them.
Man, I'm telling you, man, this is exactly what you are going to experience if you come over here, to England. Definitely, you're going to experience that, because people are like that over here. They're very snobby and selfish, and they're getting worse and worse. It's getting darker and darker, So this is just like a little review of his experience coming over to where I'm at, which is in England. And it is pretty fucked up, but guess what? We know why, and we know that it's going to get even worse. So, don't bug out, man. As you see things get worse and worse, pray to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, to strengthen your minds in these last days, because things are going to, they're going to go rapidly downhill, especially when, people can't feed their families and you got famine out here and stuff. Lack of the availability of daily functions, plummets extremely fast. People are going to bug out, man. People are going to lose it. All right, and that's going to cause a lot of people, just like with the crisis of the pandemic, that's going to cause a lot of people to line up to want to get that chip, So anyway, well, look, with that, I'm going to close out with this one scripture here. Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." So, this devil, he's going to move with that wrath, man. And he is moving with that wrath. All right. And that's why they're setting up this whole BRICS, with this BRICS pay thing, the digital pay, digital currency. It's all moving towards the goal of digitizing, the money supply, the CBDCs, being able to control how you spend your money, where you spend your money, and so on and so forth. Internet of Things, having you connected to the grid. That's the mark of the beast, man, spoken of in Revelation 13 and 16. All right, so a great wrath in a short time, and it's going to get so bad out here that Esau's going to be sending his troops out to enforce those draconian measures. Like I said, the movie or the trailer Curfew, go ahead and watch that. All right, or another one, the old one, V for Vendetta. All right, they imposed curfews in V for Vendetta as well. Caught out after dark, and you're in trouble if them guys catch you. The officials, the government officials, you know, or Equilibrium's another one. All right. What's another one? Fahrenheit 451, I believe, with Michael B. Jordan and my man that played General Zod. I can't remember his name. But all of these, they show you draconian measures being put in place, all right, in order to, then they say it's for the people's safety in these cities, to establish order. Hunger Games. All right, what does the scripture say in 2 Ezra 15 and 17? A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. All these things, right, are biblical prophecy. And if you don't believe us, then fuck you, man. And the Lord ain't dealing with you, and you know, he's poured upon the spirit of deep sleep upon you. That's why the scripture says, now it's high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. Anyway, with that, I pray you were edified. Shalom to the elect.